None.
Wow, that brings back memories.
Where's that button gone?
Yeah. It's put up because Silent Silent was too funny.
Oh,
Where's the
that's
nuttin'
fair.
button?
The nuttin' button. Hey everybody, welcome back to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. It is episode 157, and I'm really excited for tonight because there's a lot of possibilities. So let's just go ahead and jump into tonight's episode with a little bit of a recap. Shall we?
I guess so.
Previously.
Oh, shit, you're live, Jeremy.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
What? You fuckers! Previously, in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, the party found themselves within Ezrah's chamber in the Magic Academy of Dwemercore. They had set in motion a plan to help the Horned Sisters, Violence and Turbulence, escape from the Academy. The plan involved distracting the headmaster with a private lesson from Marta Moonshadow, using Bones' presence to distract the vice principal Wormriddle, and then ushering the sisters out under the cover of a non-detection spell. The plan got off to a rocky start, as Bones left early to locate Wormriddle, and for the life of him could not. After nearly an hour and a half of roaming the halls searching for the Night Hag, Bones headed back to Ezrah's chambers in defeat. As the final hour approached, Bones headed to the entrance invisibly, intending on scouting things out, and on his way there, finally found Wormriddle heading back to her chambers. Rather than pursue, he allowed her to leave, hoping that she would be far enough away from the action to not matter. Meanwhile, the rest of the party set out with the twins, heading westward. They crossed paths with Skriana Shadowdusk, who was busy staring at a wall. As the party passed, Ezrah had a brief conversation with the crazed young mage, where they discussed siblings and memories. From there, the party headed northward, met back up with Bones, and then left the academy with the Horned Sisters in tow, completely unaccosted. They escorted the twins up into the Slither Swamp, gave them directions and instructions on dealing with the various individuals that they knew, and then the party parted ways with the sisters, who were remarkably ungrateful. Still, the party felt that they had done a good thing. They returned to Dwemercore with their heads held high. Their plan had seemingly gone off without a hitch. Assuming, of course, that the twins weren't just going to get nabbed later. Or that there had ever been any issue with them leaving at all. Upon the party's return, the headmaster greeted them once more, interested in their actions, but seemingly none the wiser about what had transpired. After a brief conversation, it was decided that it was time to move on. There were still interesting people here, and potential things to be done, lessons to be had, sparring that could occur. But for now, the party felt the impetus for forward motion, or more specifically, downward motion. The party headed to the secret passage they had been shown by the headmaster after they defeated Vangrath. Here, they once again studied the Halaster portal, but finding no obvious way to activate it, they passed onward to another secret wall. Here, the headmaster once again appeared, warning them not to head eastward into the Academy's defenses. The headmaster also seemed somewhat incredulous at the party's decision to simply waltz down into the next floor, a place they knew to be inhabited by a drow house they were practically at war with, and by Mural, a member of the Seven. The party simply shrugged. This is what they did. And so they began the long journey down seemingly interminable stairs. But though they felt endless, they were not. Eventually, as the stairs ended, the party made their first steps into Mural's Gauntlet, the Temple of Obsidia. The space that greeted them was somber, eerie. Halls lined with smashed mirrors, the floor littered with shards of glass, much of which was crushed by the passage of those that had come before them. There was a strange timelessness to the place. Upon their arrival, Wolf, in his panther form, was afflicted with some sort of ailment, began to cry out in pain before Matashtai summoned him back into the bag. From there, the party began to cautiously move forward, but they immediately spotted a sort of false wall that required a bit of strength to get through, as Ezrah discovered, behind which was another glass-filled hall. Here they found a lone skeleton brandishing a wand. After a brief attempt to reason with the creature, they destroyed it, took the wand, and identified it as a wand of enemy detection. At this point, Matashtai decided to perform his kata with Tonbakiri, the lodestone. It pointed northwest, the direction the party was traveling. They made their way through another enchanted false wall, and then west, where they heard an announcement broadcast from the drow in the common tongue. Here, there was an overwhelming stench of rot and something sweet. They traveled further west and found that a charnel house awaited them. Bodies littered the place, and a pervasive saccharine odor filled the air. Then came a voice from the darkness, welcoming the party, as something under the bodies began to writhe. And that is where we fade back into the scene. I'm going to drop our players into the stage. And once you guys have located yourselves, please go ahead, select your tokens, and roll for initiative.
Oh,
We're going to go ahead and jump right into this shit.
We're initiating.
We'd be initiating. Oh, did you
you
guys
roll
already
initiative
roll for
last time?
initiative last time?
Yeah,
Whatever,
we did.
roll again. Just roll again.
Thank God.
If you get fucked, I apologize.
I swear to God, if you roll like a 1.
That would be pretty funny.
You mean
All
that?
right. Did you roll a 1?
I mean, it ends up being the same thing I rolled last time. I rolled ones.
Wow.
Okay, that's fair.
1 in 400 chance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seems high.
It's just
Yeah, that
testing
actually
for me
is much
to-
higher than I would expect. Double nat 20 or double crit failure is 1 in 400. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You learn something new every day.
Sounds like a lot of math. I'm good.
Okay.
I think the only reason I know
Um,
is because Brennan mentioned it.
You see before you. What?
It looks like it's higher than that. It's a 9.75% chance. What?
You see before you the bodies that fill this place, this massive chamber, begin to writhe, and out from beneath the bodies pop figures. And I gotta roll a bunch of dice.
I gotta roll. I gotta roll. I gotta roll a bunch of dice. I mean, like, I don't, but that's a few dice.
Wonderful.
That's a couple of dice, yes.
Very nice. Okay, so you see those of you that are in or near the doorway, right? Like, you see out from the various piles of body that cover this room, you see other humanoid, decayed, undead forms, still flesh-oriented, still retaining some semblance of that living vigor, but with obvious signs of rot and undeath. You see a bunch of ghouls begin to pull their way free from the various piles of the dead. And you hear, out from the darkness, you hear a voice. That calls out. The same voice that welcomed you a moment ago calls out and says, I do hope you will be visiting us for longer than our recent guests. They were gone so quickly. And Matashtai, you can see some figure just beyond your vision, kind of hovering in. It's either massive, very tall, in this like 40-foot chamber, 40-foot tall chamber, or it's hovering in the air, in the darkness ahead of you. And that is that. Bones? You hear these, you hear these growls and these kind of like savage, kind of like sucking and breaking sounds as you can kind of see some ghouls begin to rise up to the south from your angle. So there are things making their way towards you. You're just faster than them. What would you like to do?
All right. Well, I can only see one thing here. I imagine I probably. Well, I don't know. I'm a sharpshooter. Maybe I can make that shot.
You can totally make that.
Well, that goes through a wall. Probably
that goes through a wall. Yeah.
That goes through a wall. So.
The downsides of the map design in Roll20 and the way that the lighting works in Roll20 being that you can't, if you make your light design flush with the wall so players can't see past the wall, right? Then you also make it to where players have no concept of what the wall's shape or texture or anything like that is, which creates these weird little corners where it's like, oh, I can't see past that, can I? Or I can't throw something through that, can I?
I will go 5, 10, 15, and I will hold an action to whip my Serpent's Fang at a man when I can get snake.
Serpent's Fang? You're gonna... Oh, right. I'm so not used to this. I'm like, you're gonna throw Serpent's Fang? Serpent's Fang is a big deal, right? But that doesn't matter to Bones anymore because Bones has his like bracer of returning now. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get confirmation from that. I was making sure. Anyways, all right.
That's correct. My bracer makes things return.
You're holding your action to whip a dag at the first hostile presence that you see. Sounds like a plan.
No, hold an action to whip a dag when I can get snake.
When you can get snake. Gotcha. Okay, understood. You see rushing out from the darkness, and this is the first creature that comes from the darkness and into the light. You see a ghoul just like scrabbling over the mounds of bodies and over the like under the trestle tables that are covered with tools and filth and blood, right? You see this half-rotten, half-decayed creature that just kind of rushes forward. A quintessential ghoul, if you would. He's got a snack.
Does he have the arms?
This one has a foot, actually. He's just got it, in a pocket. He's ready for a travel snack.
Travel snack.
Travel snack. Okay, that's it for him. He is joined by a buddy that rushes up pretty shortly afterwards. And then it is Ashes. Ashes,
Snacky
you
boys.
actually, as the door was open, you were hit by a wave of this. Everyone can smell the decay, and it sucks, right? It's very obtrusive, but you, due to your, it's both a blessing and a curse, due to your heightened senses, you had a little bit of a mishap when the door opened and this saccharine sweet smell hit you in the face. You have doubled over, puking your guts out, and in point of fact are afflicted with the prone status at this current point in time. So,
Okay, as
You're-
a dog,
you're...
can I eat my vomit and heal
Oh
it?
god.
Gross.
Can
I
I get like
will-
a 1d4?
I will allow you to roll a Constitution saving throw if you want to try to eat
No.
your vomit. No?
That was
Because
that
if you
was
do,
nasty.
great.
That's
If
me
you
stupid.
fail, you're fucked.
As a cat, may I then puke because that's disgusting?
I mean, I think as a living being, you can puke because that's disgusting.
You can imagine, like, kind of like looking around, see if anybody notices.
anyways, Ashes, your turn is yours. You have already, I believe, righted up. You've already transformed, but you are prone. So when you stand up, you lose half your
I'm
movement.
losing half, so I guess well, you round down, so I guess half of 45 would be 40, right?
Yeah, so you have 20 movement remaining, basically.
Oh, that's just
Just out of reach.
God, yeah, all
Just
right.
out of reach.
All right. I'm gonna get up, dust myself off, and I'll go 5. Oh God. Oh no, guys! There's a lot more. There's a lot more.
Ashes is the first one to actually begin to step in the room, and you see Ashes. You see a couple of different things. First off, you do see more ghouls rising up from the sides underneath piles of bodies, ready to rush down upon you and your friends. But more concerning than that, right, is the figure that you see here, towards the west side of the chamber.
Oh no, sorry. There's a green. I
There's
thought
a
the
green,
dot
there's a green tape.
that was
I'm gonna give you guys a
part of the
handout.
token.
So this is what you see on the other side with some modifications, okay?
Uh-huh.
Because this creature is not walking along the ground of
no.
this chamber.
We have a Matashtai counter.
You see this creature floating? Floating might not be the right word. 20 feet up in the air, and you see...
Oh my god, it's a ghost.
You
He's
see
assumed
these
ghost
long
form.
tendrils shooting out from its arms, stabbing into the ground, lifting it up into the air. They look mobile and flexible, and you see they are sprouting out of these dark, burnished bracers that sheathe either arm of this creature. And as you kind of step forward into visual range of it, or to where you can see it, it can now see you. And it cocks its head at you, and it says, "What a lovely specimen."
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Those are fucking dope sounding bracers.
Yep.
They are dope-sounding racers, aren't they, Matashtai?
All right.
Hey, are they made out of bone? Because that would make it a lot
They
more
are not.
interesting.
They are not made out of bone. They are made out of burnished bronze.
Well,
I
have no
will
idea.
step in and I will see that I'm about to be like accosted on all sides. So
Sure.
I'm going to use my action to take the defensive stance.
Gotcha.
And that will be in turn.
What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 16.
Okay, yeah. Your passive perception is 16. You are trained in insight. You can tell. You look across at this guy, this creature of undeath, right? Like you can tell the nature of his skin, the pallor of his skin, the way that his skin kind of like sits loose on his body, and just the unnatural kind of like way in which he rolls his shoulders and his upper torso, right? Not a natural motion for anything that has bones or actually cares about their bones or organs, right? You can tell because you are an extremely proficient adventurer, a high-level blood hunter, right? And because you have high enough perception and insight trained, this creature is prepared for you. It has already adopted a defensive stance.
Damn, almost like the wand detected its enemies.
Almost.
Crazy. That's weird though. Can like someone be attuned to a wand, give it to someone else to use, and then reap the benefits of that attunement?
I don't know.
Magic's a
You don't
strange
think this guy's like
bitch.
somehow connected to every giant undead because he's insane looking?
Or that. Anyways, intern.
Wait, were you holding an action?
No, I'm using my action to take the defensive.
You're dodging.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Just dodge. Yep, dodging.
Matashtai, you're up. As this all begins to unfold within you, you feel that hum from the lodestone, from Tonbakiri. And you also hear in your mind, right? You hear Valena say, "This is it. I can feel it." And the rest of you see this kind of like kind of blue shimmer around Matashtai. And it's your turn.
That's cool. All right, I'm gonna take a step forward.
He's shimming.
Okay.
Why
So
are
I
you
see-
shimming? Oh, he's shimming. Why is he so shimmery?
Okay.
All right, we got a couple around.
You got a couple around, and you can now see a little more clearly this creature on the periphery of your vision. And now as you
Yeah.
step up next to Ashes, you can see fully in your field of vision. And you notice your passive perception is?
19.
Yeah, you notice a few more things than
Yeah.
Ashes does. Also, specifically just because you're looking for certain things, right? You see, you notice a few more details on those bracers than Ashes might care about in this particular moment, right?
Gotcha.
The bracers are, again, dark burnished bronze. Each of them has 2 pillars going down either side. And on one side, framed by the pillars, is a motif of what looks to be like a small community. Huts, tanning racks, a green, and then in the center is a great fire pit, right? And as this creature is kind of like being held aloft, you see its arms kind of like moving back and forth, these threads plunging into the bodies and the floor beneath it, right? You see the other side of the bracers flip, and you see it's a representation of like this grandiose longhouse set for festivities, with the center being a blazing hearth. This is no stranger to you in iconography in any way, shape, form, or fashion. These are all very prominent motifs of Boldre, the mistress of community and the hearth.
All right. I kind of look at him and I kind of point Tom here. And I'm like, "Come for you soon." And I
Okay.
I cut up to
All
try
right.
and deal with some of the trash.
As you start to actually move through this chamber, the floor is littered with bodies. Roll me an acrobatics check. Your DC is 12 to see whether or not you have to treat this as difficult terrain. 19, you're good. You're able to quick step through. It's like you're doing the tire drills. You're good. You're good. You're just going over the bodies.
Tire drills. All right. I'm gonna get up onto these guys. And I'm gonna start slashing.
They've just pulled themselves out from under this mound
that's what
of creatures, and you just see like they're just like 20 absolutely hits.
Ugh.
8. Yeah,
Then-
are you stabbing?
Yeah, I was just stabbing down on them as they're crawling out
Yeah,
of the pile.
so you stab into this thing, and there's this like thickly wet crunch as you connect the first time, and that should be a killing blow to most things. The amount of like matter that got pushed around and just kind of like displaced by the dripping, soggy crunch of body as you hit it could have killed almost any living creature, but you can tell that these things are fortified in their undeath, and because of that, they are quite a bit more robust than you're going to need to hit this thing a couple more times to drop it.
Alright, I continue to hit the pinata.
Pinata!
No, I don't.
Oh, that just misses, actually, right?
Yeah.
Like, you hit this thing the first time, and it doesn't, like, dodge you. It's still, like, pulling itself up out of the body pile, but in the process of pulling itself up out of the body pile, it kind of, like, accidentally throws another body in front of it, right? And you hit that instead.
Alright, flurry of blows. I start kicking it in the head. Oh my god!
Oh, this gone
All
south
right.
real quick.
He feels
We're
a
gonna-
gentle
we're gonna get-
breeze.
We're gonna get all the bad dice out.
There you go. There you go.
go.
All right. And 11. Another crunch as you kind of like hit this thing in the shoulder. It kind of like you're going for the head, right? But it kind of like shifts to the side. You hit the shoulder, and the whole thing just kind of like collapses under your blow. And then you feel like bones crunch under that way too easily, right? Like it's cartilage instead of bone. And then it just kind of like rolls its shoulder and it all goes back into place, and you realize that's just magic animating its body in the form that it is in. That's not its bones actually holding it together.
Gotcha. Okay. I kind of look at Tom and Kira like, fuck, man, come on, get it together.
The fuck? You get it together. Is that the end of your turn,
That
Matashtai?
gamer blames the controller.
Yes, that is the end of my turn.
Okay, well, interestingly enough, it's the two things that you just ran at that are next.
Sounds
So,
all right.
that guy that you just smacked in the face pulls himself fully out of the bodies, and he just jumps at you and tries to, like, swipe at you with its claws. That is a 7. Big miss. The other one comes in low, tries to kind of, like, flank you. Right? It not in actually flanking you. They're not smart enough opponents to actually attempt to flank you. But it does come at you from the side, tries to claw you again. That is an 18. Is that a hit?
Yep.
Okay, you take 5 slashing damage, and I need you to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. You all have fought ghouls before. You know that their claws have paralytic necrosis within them. So if you take a nasty blow and your fortitude is not strong enough to resist it, you could be paralyzed by these creatures.
God.
Okay. That is it for its turn. Bones. You hear Mossy at your side, ready to go. What do you want to do? Or what does Mossy want to do?
What does Moss want to do?
Yeah.
I assume he wants to trundle on forward. He's got 20 feet of move speed.
Okay.
I say, go, Moss, go. And he goes, rah, rah. All right,
Rah, rah.
15, 20. All right, that's Moss. There he is. He'll hold an action.
You'll hold an action to blender
Yeah.
anything that comes near?
Just in case something comes on up here.
Sounds great. Okay. We have creatures coming in from the side. This one is going to close with ashes, and as soon as it does, that triggers your attack of opportunity, Bones, or your held action, rather.
Bones is held action. Where did Moss's sheet go? That's concerning. Okay, whatever. At normal, the Serpent's Fang. I rolled a 23.
Easily a hit.
Okay, well, that does also snake.
Oh,
Oof. The dagger flies through the air. You see Ash's Zalara out, right? Zalara's out, right? Jay?
yes.
Okay, so you see Ash's Zalara out, ready to meet this ghoul in a defensive stance as it's rushing at him. And before, like, right before it gets there, your dagger takes it in the
says,
head,
Right in the
flies
head.
all the way through the head. You see it hit and out the side, the other side of the creature's head, because these things are rotten through, right? They are decayed corpses, just animate from magic, right? And the dagger goes, and it's just poofs, and it's back in your bracer. And that ghoul
Fantastic.
collapses, instantly killed.
All
I
right,
look
well,
back. Hey, good shit.
I give him cat wink.
Cat wing.
Not a normal wink, cat wink.
Cat wing. All right. We got runs towards the nearest thing. Matashtai, you
Yeah, I
see
can do that.
more ghouls running out of the space, the darkness towards you.
It's like I Am Legend.
I was actually gonna say
A little bit.
Yeah.
Ezra, you're up.
Oh God, that was a lot of running really, really quickly. Oh, fuckball shit.
Fuckball shit.
I'll take a peek and immediately regret that choice.
you
There's a bunch.
see ghouls just swarming towards you and your allies, and you see beyond. Actually, you don't see beyond. You're not far enough in to see. You can hear this creature that's speaking, and you can kind of see the looming shadow. But you can't. You haven't gone far enough to actually see this thing yet.
Reduce damage. Nope. Ezra will go ahead and he'll take a step behind the door while casting a chill touch at the guy closest. So it's this guy right here.
Okay. Easy peasy. Roll that chill touch.
Oh no.
13.
9.
Ezra
Oh, no.
Ezra is maybe a little too skittish in the moment. Starts to move before fully casting the spell, and so loses the kind of like aiming line of sight right before releasing the spell, and you're like, I think I fucked that one up. Oops.
Big oops, dog.
Okay. Anything else?
End of my go. Nope.
Okay. Ashes, another one rushes you. This one is not instantly slain by held action from Bones, so this one is going to try to claw at you, but you are in a defensive stance, so...
Posted up behind the shield.
A 22! It's one of those types of nights, apparently. Oh,
God
shit.
damn, Jeremy.
Fuck.
That hits.
Okay. Does it have to?
Yes, it does. I can bump it up to 22.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
I can't get it to 23.
Fair enough. Okay, that is 8.
Is it magical damage?
It is not magical damage, so that is 4
Alright.
damage, and I need you to roll a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
My Constitution saving throw, and those are always actually. Maybe if I'm just like super sarcastic about all my
Easily
Constitution
resist
saving
it.
rolls,
Easily resist it. Okay. So that is the end of that creature's turn. At the start of the next turn. Sorry, that is not. I need to add a turn tracker because that's a situations tracker, not a turn tracker. At the start of the next turn, you all hear that creature in the darkness once again. You hear it say, I feel like we're going to need more. Come, more, my pets, more. And you all see those piles of bodies begin to writhe even more. Nothing
great.
comes out of them yet, but there are more creatures moving underneath them. And it is now Agast's
Maybe dealing with
turn.
the ads was not the right choice.
You see this creature moves forward, and now I think everyone can see it clearly, except for Ezra, who's hid behind a wall, right? And it comes up. It is once again, it's floating, or maybe not floating is the right word, but being held aloft by these tendrils that are shooting down into the ground and bodies below it. And that's actually how it moves. Its arms are just held out to either side, and the tendrils just and just kind of like pull it forward through the air. It reaches this point, it pauses, and you see one hand kind of like shoots out to the side, and more tendrils sprout below it, stabilizing it in air. And then you see the other hand reaches up, and all the tendrils pull out of the ground and bodies, and then begin to wrap around this fist, over and over and over again. And it looks at Ashes, and it just smiles, this big plaque-covered smile, right? And it just shoots out this fist, and all these tendrils surge out towards Ashes. I need from you, Ashes.
Duck my head behind my shield.
I need actually a DC 18 strength saving throw from you.
All right, that's an advantage because I am hybrid. 29.
Hella, fantastic, right? You do you have your shield out? Is that what you're doing right now?
Oh,
You
yeah,
have
well,
Solara and your shield
that's
out?
Flavor for like
Awesome, fantastic.
action.
You actually kind of like, you see this incoming, and you hunker down and you bear the brunt of it, right? As these tendrils impact and try to swarm over you, and you realize that this is like getting hit by a giant, right? It's almost enough to just toss you to the ground. Fortunately, you make your saving throw, so you are not knocked prone. And fortunately, you only take half as the wave of force slams into your body, right? You take half of 31, so you take 15 bludgeoning damage. This is magical. So,
that's
yeah.
taken.
And you basically just feel this shockwave slam into you, and you're like, you realize, oh, that hurt, and I held against it. That's not good, right?
Okay.
And then again, you see this creature, like the tendrils whip back, its arm goes down, and it once again, you see it kind of like begin to move back and forth as it adopts a defensive stance.
Oh.
Bones, you're up.
Checking my swag.
Fucker.
Zach, that's you.
I'm on the phone, just a second.
Oh, sorry. Gotcha.
So anyway, super cool. Dude's giving me like Nightmare King vibes.
Oh, yeah?
A little bit.
I designed this guy before I had seen the Nightmare King, but I do think that there are correlations that are there.
Yeah. Definitely not.
Sorry about that. What's going on? I heard Ashes. He ran at Ashes and did all for might.
He
all for one punch?
floated through the air again, and then did an all for one punch with the tendrils into Ashes. Ashes saved against it, but it still hurt. And now he's in a defensive stance.
Okay, it is my turn.
And it's your turn.
It's my turn. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, you might as well take it right on to the root of the problem. I'll go ahead and take careful aim, and I will whip a dag at Big Bald Man.
Okay, then that is an attack at normal because he is in a defensive stance.
Oh, he's still in a defensive stance.
Yes, he moved forward, hit Ashes with that thing, and then still adopted a defensive stance.
Oh, well, I don't want to do that then because I can't get Snake.
Yeah. That's
2,
why
3.
I'm clarifying for you, because Bones, all of you again, right? Like you're trained fighters, you're high level, you can tell when someone is fighting defensively.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a very cool ability that I'm jealous of. As if I can't do that.
Well, you can't fight defensively as a bonus action?
I think I can.
That sounds like a familiar ability from someone, some class, somewhere.
Well, yeah, but he's got to use key points.
You know he's not using key points.
Oh, I actually can't do that. Well, he might be using key points. I don't know, fucking death key or some shit. Okay.
Undeath key.
I guess I'm gonna whip it there. I get this man right here next to old Ashes.
Old Ashes. Okay. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
And I'm gonna not take careful aim because I don't have to. So saying. Weep. Nay.
Yeah, easy hit. Minus 10, minus 24. This one goes through the back portion of the brain. And for whatever reason, it's not quite enough. It looks almost identical to the blow that you dealt last time, right? But this one is still standing after your dagger whips back to you.
Okay, hold on just 1 second. I need to look something up. It's half my snake, so it's still 36. Okay, I have a feeling this ain't gonna do nothing, but I'll go ahead and do the whale and whale it at the next guy next to him.
Okay. Okay.
It is necrotic damage, so that's why I have a feeling it won't do nothing. But I wouldn't know that. Only little Zach knows that.
You wail. You see strands of necrotic energy pulse out from the creature that you threw your dagger at, and slam into this other ghoul. And you do see actually like the flesh on the side that you hit withers away and begins to slough off into the piles below. Right. So it does seem like it took that necrotic damage.
Well, that's very interesting. Okay, well then I will offhand sharpshooter wind spike, which is going to be one of these buttons.
Okay.
It says offhand sharpshooter.
I like to think that all of the daggers make the woof, woof, woof sound as they're flying through, but I like to think that wind spike whistles as it's thrown, because it's a spike.
It is a spike.
And it's of the wind.
It is. Hold on. Magic. There it is. Okay. 11.
An 11 is unfortunately a miss. These things are very agile.
Okay.
They're very soft, right? Like they're not wearing any armor, but they're quick. So,
makes sense to me.
Ducking and diving. All right. Anything else for your turn, or are you done?
I will, for the last portion of my turn, move in ever so slightly, 5, 10, 15, and I will end my turn here.
Hella. All right. We have a ghoul and a ghoul. They are both going to rush up here. This one's going to rush here. And then this one is going to rush here. And they just know attack nearest target. So, Ashes, you're still in a defensive stance, right?
Got the Zalara
all right.
At the corner of the field. I'm ducking
Claw at disadvantage. That's a 19.
Miss.
Okay.
21 by AC.
Thank
21.
God.
19.
21.
And then a 16. Okay, so these two ghouls rush up on you, but now you're kind of in the swing of things. You're prepared. This is what you were wanting. Multiple ghouls coming at you, and you being the shield wall. You've got this. easily rebuffing their attacks. And now it's your turn.
Okay, hold on a second. I got enough room to do this. All right.
Again, keep in mind he is 20 feet up in the air.
Right.
Damn, what a G
On
unit.
fingers.
On like tendrils.
Yep. The thing is, he can already fucking reach me. So like, there's no point. I'm like I can either down him or we could sit here and dick with ads. Are you guys okay for me rushing the boss?
How are you gonna get through the wall of ghoul?
You do
I have
what you
enough-
want
I
to
have
do,
enough
my
movement
dude.
We can just go around. I'm gonna take some advantage or some opportunity attacks, but I can close in and at least get him start like hacking away at his fingers.
I mean, do what you want to do.
But I don't mind like being meta about this if like I don't want to like fuck up plans. Like if we have an idea of how battle's gonna go. All right. Okay.
I have nothing that you could fuck up.
Fucking idea.
I walk up and I punch things.
Yeah.
So I go bam, bam, bam. Okay, that's fine. I will go here. Jeremy, you have 3.
Absolutely. 3 attacks of opportunity coming your way. They are no longer at disadvantage because you are no
Okay,
longer
it's
fighting
regular.
defensively. So, a 19.
Yes.
That's a miss. A 10.
Miss.
15.
Miss. Okay.
Scratching, scrabbling at you. Can't get either too slow or can't get through your armor. You are able to rebuff their attacks and free yourself from that entanglement. What now?
Okay. Now that I'm free, I'm gonna drop to all 4, and I would like to bull rush his fingies.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. I'm a Russian.
Bingy Bull Rush.
Pinky Bush.
Please. Yeah. Go ahead. Roll me your attack.
I need Crimson Right. It's not applied to that. I'm actually trying to be good about my globals.
Sure.
Bull rush. Here we go.
Bull rush.
23. Or 23. God, 29.
Fantabulous. Please roll me a dexterity saving throw DC 12.
Save.
You pass right through these fucking fingers, right? And are not expecting it in any way, shape, form, or fashion, and have to catch yourself to prevent yourself from just tumbling ass over tea kettle.
Okay.
Because when you're charging, your head's down and you're trying to ram your head into a target, you go right fucking through these things. In point of fact, do you have movement left?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, you go to the other side of him because you go right through these fingies. These tendrils seem to be incorporeal.
Shit.
Damn, incorporeal bingies.
At least when they're not hitting you.
That's
Damn,
bullshit.
It's almost like they're ethereal.
It's like
Matt, enter the ethereal realm.
it's like
and attack
Atom
the-
Smasher. You can just choose to be so the opposite of dense to that. Just go through. What's the opposite of dense? There's
Not
the
you.
There's an what?
What?
Is this another diagonal thing? Am I diagonaling again?
No, you didn't do another diagonal thing.
Oh, thank God.
I am questioning how much movement you have left. Because you went down here.
Let me pull out the ruler. I have 45. I was here, and I went. No, I went here, here.
I think you've
Here.
used 55 now.
No, I only have 45.
Okay, then you would actually be underneath him.
I would be underneath them.
Yeah. So
So I mean, I'll leave my token right there, but we can just make the assumption I'm underneath, just for layering.
that's
I
fine
guess.
if you feel like you need to do that. That's
I
perfectly.
mean, my token's on top of him. It doesn't fuck with me as long as it doesn't.
Yeah,
fuck
no,
with
that's
you.
fine. I that doesn't bother me as long as other players can keep in mind that he is above Ashes currently.
Well, if that is the case, if he
Yeah.
is incorporeal and swinging at his fingies ain't gonna do anything, I'm at least engaged now with another.
With a different
I
ghoul.
might as well,
Sure.
action economy, get
Yeah.
my hit lift in.
Absolutely.
So second attack was Alara.
Sure.
He's finged up.
That's
wait.
definitely a hit. These guys
Okay,
have
cool.
15 AC.
Okay.
They're
cool.
quick, but they're unarmored. So as long as you can get a bead on them, you're good to go.
Okay, so that's 23.
Holy shit. Yeah. You just cut off one of this fucker's arms, and you see the arm, like, falls off, and then floats a couple inches away from its body. Still a part of the ghoul from the animating magic, but not actually attached.
All right. If it's not on the floor,
It's still alive, yeah. Well, it's still kicking. You realize, because you guys have fought ghouls before, these are hardier than your normal garden variety, as if they have been amplified via magic, or the strength of the magic animating them has given them an additional robustness, right?
Additional 13.
An additional 13. You see, as you cut through this thing again, you slash across its chest, and you see its organs begin to kind of spill out before the magic kind of like catches them, almost kind of like in a bag, and kind of like just holds them animate in front of the creature, right? You can see this kind of like shifting pattern about the creature's body as the parts that you have cut off are having difficulty staying attached, but they are staying attached.
Okay.
Again, you guys are extremely proficient, knowledgeable adventurers at this point. You can gauge that these things have around 40 HP per ghoul. And you are just barely away from killing this one.
Yep. All right. Cool. Awesome. Fantastic intern.
Matashtai, you feel more things beneath your feet, right? As more of the piles of bodies have begun to writhe at their master's command. You see Ashes attempt to engage this creature and fail to make contact with the tendrils that hold it aloft. And you're engaged with two of these ghouls that you can tell are pretty fucking robust, pretty hardy, if not deadly, right? What do you want to do?
So when he went to hit the tendrils, he literally just traveled through them?
Right through.
Okay.
I will say this, Mr. 19 Perception and Mr. 23 Perception, or whatever the fuck you guys got over there, right? You two are perceptive enough to notice that there is a slight shift in coloration to the tendrils as Ashes passes through them. So they are probably corporeal. Obviously, they're corporeal some of the time because they're connecting to the ground, right? And they hit Ashes, but they seem to have some sort of ability to prevent themselves from getting harmed.
Yeah, I'm like Naruto.
Okay.
You have no idea whether or not that could be dealt with, right? Like manipulated, or if it's just something that you're going to have to ignore and go for him. You're not sure yet, but you did notice this kind of shift in coloration.
How high is the ceiling in here?
40 feet.
Fucking high.
Okay.
So he is 20 feet up. So it would be another 20 feet up above him, right? He's just high enough to be just out of reach from someone standing, swinging a weapon up to him, unless that weapon has reach, right?
Jeremy, I feel like how is he non-existent in his tall dimension?
What do you mean? Oh,
No,
well, no, like he's
Jay-
5 feet, so
Jay's on top.
he's 20
Jay's
feet
on
up.
top of him.
Underneath.
No,
No,
I'm talking from
Jake's
the
talking about,
ceiling
like,
down.
yeah, so he's 20 feet up, so he, as a creature, is, I guess, occupying the 25th space, right? So then he would have 30, 35, 40, so he would have 15 feet above him to the ceiling. So that's a more accurate representation.
So would that still be in melee combat, or would that still require a reach at that point?
He is out of reach.
From the ceiling.
From the
theory,
ceiling,
if
different
Matashtai
thing,
was
right?
on.
Like, so from the floor, he's out of reach from melee combat unless you have reach. From the ceiling, he's still kind of there, right? Because you don't have like a 15-foot
I'm gonna
vertical.
try it.
Okay.
I'm gonna step of the wind, and
Okay.
I'm gonna run up the wall away from these ghouls real quick.
All right.
So I think attacks of opportunity.
Attacks of opportunity. Bloop. 9. Bloop. 21.
That one hurts.
21 for 9 damage. And as he hits you, I need you to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
This is the time when it fails.
No.
Okay.
Not only did it not fail, that was a big success. You're good to go. Up
All
the
right,
wall.
So, if I dash, I have 100 feet of movement. So,
Okay. 40
I
feet
think
up
I
in
can
the
get
air.
to directly above him. Yeah.
40 feet up in the air, and then 40 feet over to him. You still have 20 feet of movement left.
All right. I am going to drop from the ceiling and.
He sees you going up the wall, right? And then he sees you coming across the ceiling at him. And he just kind of like, he looks down at Ashes and he looks over at you and he kind of like, oh, how very interesting. And you're directly above him now at this point. And he's just looking up at you like, this is cool. This is neat. And you're falling at his face.
I leap off the ceiling towards him.
Okay.
And I try to grapple him and suplex him down to the ground.
Ooh, okay. So a grapple check is going to be a athletics versus his athletics or acrobatics. Couple things to happen.
Bam. Oh, sorry. I got excited.
No, you're good. Ooh, 23. Hell yeah. Very good. Couple things that happen. The first thing is I'm going to roll as you connect with him, whether he succeeds, whether you actually grapple him or not, right? So this is going to be his acrobatics check, and then there's other stuff to consider afterwards. So, 13. You absolutely connect. You have him wrapped up, right? Now here's other things that happen. Secondary thing, as you drop onto him, you get close enough to realize that incredibly horrendous saccharine stench isn't the bodies in the room, it's him.
I mean, it's thankful.
Stank.
I need you to make a
Stank boy.
DC 15 Constitution saving throw. Oh, actually, you would have to do that. However, Matashtai is immune to the poison condition entirely, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
So, you smell this horrendously sweet odor coming off of him, and you realize this might give a normal individual pause, but since you are immune to the effects of poison, you are immune to the putrid stench wafting off of him that might otherwise have poisoned you. So, that's out of the way. And here's the secondary thing. As you are coming down, you grappled this motherfucker. He doesn't budge. You are
shit.
now floating in the air, arms wrapped around him, and he just looks at you and he says, "Oh, well, hello there."
Well, shit.
Nope.
Okay.
That's, a grapple check counts as one use of your attack action.
I headbutt him.
Okay, alright. Sounds like a plan.
Headbutt.
Headbutt. But yeah, a 30 is gonna hit. Holy fuck. Christ.
And I attempt to stun him.
Let's move you over here next to him. Headbutt. Attempt to stun. He has a +7 Constitution. What's your DC? 15?
That'll probably be enough. It is.
Or is
Oh,
it-
it's 17 now.
Because you got the boost, didn't
The
you?
proficiency boost.
Yeah, from the proficiency. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so 17. He has to roll a 10 or higher. No dice.
Damn.
You headbutt him, right? And you see his eyes blink, and you hear a crack, right? And you see not blood, but you see black. You see ichor kind of like ooze out of his skull down in between his eyes. And he just kind of like looks at you with this dazed look, but remains floating in the air, as if it's not him necessarily that is keeping him afloat. It's something else.
Magic.
But you're still there with
do
him.
I have time do I have time to quickly bark something?
Yeah, it's your turn. You do whatever you want to do.
Okay. I would just say, see if we can get the bracers off.
Ooh. Oh, right, because you used your bonus. I was expecting more. You used your bonus action to Step of the Wind, so you don't have a flurry of blows. Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. Interesting. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, fuck. All right, Matashtai, that is the end of your turn. This ghoul can't do anything, so he's going to run forward, and he's going to run right into the held action of Mossy.
Fucking forgot about that.
Right, so Mossy just gets the opportunity to go blender mode as this ghoul rushes up on you and him.
I guess he's just gonna try and bite him. I mean, that's the best shit.
Sure, yeah.
I tried.
12. These things are just a little too fast. So that is a miss. And then this ghoul will attempt to claw Mossy. That's a 25. Natural 20.
That does hit. Yes, that does hit.
So that is going to be 14 damage. Is Mossy immune to paralysis? I don't think he is. Right?
I don't think so.
Is he immune to... Oh, no, this isn't poison effect. It's just paralysis.
Is this a non-magical attack?
This is a non-magical attack.
Okay, well, he is resistant to those.
Hell yeah. Mossy's a little werewolf on his own. So from 14 down to 7.
So, yeah, I mean, he's just a rock. Let's see, stone, treasure. No, it doesn't look like he has any kind of immunity and that stuff.
Then I need a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Okay, he can't fail that, but...
Okay, cool. Next one runs up and tries to do the exact same thing. Claws, misses, and then it's Mossy's turn.
Okie dokie, oh, Masserino. Is the one that I injured, is he near here?
He is down here. He is this southern one.
Okay. I suppose we're just gonna try and hold the window here. He recognized that old Ezra's fragile.
Fragile.
He'll just start going.
Start going? Against the one right in front of him?
The one right in front of him.
Okay, 21 hits, 19 hits, 18 hits, a natural 20 obviously hits. Okay, what do we got? We got -6, we got -8,
14,
we got
20, 30, 20,
all right.
40.
The blender begins, and the last hit, the bite, Mossy actually jumps up and just, like, latches into the abdomen of this creature and rips away the entire, like, torso from this creature. So that there's just nothing there for the animation to hold on to, so it all just collapses.
Alright, nice job, Moss. That's all.
As you guys are like right on top of these things, by the way, at this point, right? Like these they have the icons of ghouls, and they do resemble ghouls as you have seen them before, right? But you can see these things are all stitched together, right? These are not obviously not normal ghouls, but also not just whole creatures. They are parts and pieces blended together into this ghoul army. Sorry. Anything else for Mossy?
Y'all darn necromancers.
Damn knickers.
We've got...
no, he does nothing. He's gonna hold the door.
This one's actually gonna come over to Ashes. Start swinging. Ashes, claw attack at 21.
I would like to use my reaction
Okay.
to use my cloak to increase my AC by 1.
Then that is a miss.
Was it 2?
We have the
I
next
haven't-
one is going to go ahead and claw you as well. That is a 7. Big miss. And then we're at Ezrah. Ezrah, you can hear the sounds of combat in the chamber behind you. You hear Matashtai call out, try to get the bracers off of him. And what do you want to do?
I will peek my head around the corner. And Ashes is still beneath him, correct?
Yes, Ash is beneath him, and Matashtai is on him. Matashtai is in the air, grappling with him. They're both held aloft by these tendrils floating in the air.
That complicates
That's being
things.
extra friendly.
Very friendly.
Tendrils.
Better you than me. Fuck. Okay. Fuck do I want to do? Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Jesus.
I don't think there's going to be a good way for me to do that. Seeing the situation with the flurry of ghouls, I don't think that's going to do enough either. Shit. Okay, never mind. I will attempt to undead hand the boss man, because I don't know what else to fucking do in the moment.
Undead hand, the boss man. Okay. So your hands whip out and you incant towards Aghast, trying to get a bead on the creature, right, as it is tussling in the air with Matashtai. As you do, right? Never mind, actually. 16 does not hit. They are far faster than that and seemingly potentially magically guarded compared to their ghoul compatriots. So 16 is a miss. Anything else for your turn?
I go back to my corner.
Back to the corner. Ghoul. Ghoul. This ghoul is going to step forward over the body of its fallen brethren and take a slash at Bones. 19.
I believe that is my AC. Yeah, it is. That does hit. Uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge reduces it down to 4, and I need a DC 10 Constitution saving throw from you.
All right. I have advantage because I'm a phantom.
Uh-huh.
8.
That is a failure. Bones, you feel the necrotic energy coursing through your veins. It kind of like burns immediately up the side of your arm and into your chest as this ghoul's claws cut across you. And you are now paralyzed. You are familiar with ghoul poison. I think you guys have experienced it before, and if you haven't, you've heard enough tales at this point.
Was this a poison?
Sorry, it's not a poison. I use that terminology too much. It is a paralytic effect. It is not caused by a poison. You're aware of ghoul paralysis. The reason why I fall into calling it a poison, by the way, is that there are other poisoning effects that also paralyze you while they are poisoning you, but this is not a poison effect. You are paralyzed, but you know that you can resist this or attempt to on each of your turns.
Okay.
Okay. That is the end of its turn. And we go to turn 3. And it is at this point that you all see You all see more ghouls climbing out from under the body piles in the corners of the room. They are not acting this turn. They are pulling themselves out of the piles this turn. But they are adding to the mix.
Okay. Can we take our break? I need to take him out and feed him.
Absolutely. So I think that's actually a pretty decent time period. So as you see these ghouls pull themselves out from the piles of bodies in the corner, you see this figure struggling in the air with Matashtai, and he's laughing like he's having a grand old time, and he just calls out, "Yes, yes, come to me, come to your master." And that is where we will go ahead and take our break. We will be back in a few more minutes just a few minutes for some more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We'll see you then. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.